Matt Bernier, Dan Illman taking a look at another Pegasus World Cup contender, and this one being Giant Expectations for Peter Urton. This is a horse that it seems like for the majority of his career, middle distances, even shorter, 6-7 furlongs, that's really been his forte. And then all of a sudden you see a race like the San Antonio. This was his most recent start, and there were some big names in there. You had Collected, you had Opportunity. Dan, my question for you, is this a legitimate effort? Do you believe this 106 buyer?
No. This horse went 24-3, 49 to the half, and the lone speed Collected, we talked about it in his contender profile, was taken all the way back to last. Gary Stevens gave a Hall of Fame ride in Guiding Giant Expectations, a really nice horse at 1 1/16 to the lead. He got the candiest of trips, the sweetest trip, and it kind of dresses him up with that 106 buyer speed figure. I do think his 101 buyer in the Pat O'Brien over the summer, though, was a legitimately good performance.
If I played devil's advocate, not necessarily trying to say whether or not that performance was valid, more so, do you think he's actually wanted to go a little bit longer all along, where he's been campaigned 6.5, 7 furlongs, getting out to 2 turns with the exception of the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile? Is there a scenario where he's wanted this kind of distance all along?
I think that's a dubious argument as well. These are some really good connections, and they know this horse. They like him at middle distances. Listen, they're taking a shot here. I think his connections would say that, but he got the 1 1/16 in the San Antonio. Perhaps Collected didn't fire over the top, maybe off the Breeders' Cup Classic, but probably because of just a wonderful, nice, easy trip. Now he's going to do it at 1 1/8. He's certainly not getting that situation again. He's going to have to come from off it against better horses.
Well, and that kind of leads into my final question for you. As far as a trip is concerned, like you say, he went gate to wire with soft fractions at Santa Anita and San Antonio. This is a horse that's usually coming from well off the pace in sprint races. Where is he going to be positioned in this race?
Mid-pack, I think, 6th or 7th in the early portion of the race. And you know something? He can win with that kind of effort. That at Pat O'Brien was a really good performance where he must have been 6-7 path all the way around the turn, and he still was able to win. But I do think this horse, while a really nice one, is more of a middle distance horse, and he is playing gun runner's game here.
Giant Expectations, you understand why all the folks are here, why the connections are here. He put on a very, very impressive performance in the San Antonio. Waters get considerably deeper in the Pegasus, but you know what? Crazier things have happened. It's horse racing.